Hello, welcome to Pilates Matwork. And today we're going to do a lot of stuff for the lower body, but we're still going to get into the core so no worries. There will be a little bit of upper body as well, but not as much as what we're going to get into the lower body. We're also going to start and have a little bit of a different order today than what I normally do. So I hope you enjoy it. So we're going to start on our back, and prop wise. I do have a bum knee. You're going to see me using my blanket when we come to all fours later. So always take care of your joints. If you like that lumbar support for roll downs and roll ups, you can bring that in as well. So we'll start on our back here. And as you come down here again, if you need to readjust your shirt or what have you, just do what you need to do. Move the shoulders around a little bit here. And let's take the feet maybe about mat width apart. And we'll zip up through that center line. So you're engaging from the pubic bone behind the navel. And you can place your hands on your low rib cage, your upper belly here for a moment. We're going to breathe. So with that center line connection, but not so tight that you can't breathe. Good. As you inhale, feel the rib cage expanding. And as you exhale, could you purse the lips? So you should kind of feel a little bit of a deflation here a little bit, rib cage coming a little bit closer together. So big inhale and expand. Exhale. Let's do that 2 more times. Big inhale. And exhale. And last time, inhale. And exhale. Good. So try to find that expansion, that connection, and that as we move along. I can't always do all that and talk at the same time. So just try to find those connections. Now that the feet are about mat width apart, keeping that connection, let the knees go side to side here. It's okay if the opposite hip comes up, but we don't want anything funny happening in the back or the joints here. Good. And then just taking the feet back in. Good. Now, let's take our arms up. So we're zipped up again, and we're going to do some protraction and retraction work. So protraction, I'm going to reach the fingers towards the ceiling. My upper body is down, so I'm not lifted in a C curve, but my shoulders are reaching off the floor. And then I'm going to retract and press my shoulders into the mat. Protract and retract. Protract and retract. Protract and retract. Let's alternate here. We'll start on the left side. The left side only protract and then retract, going to the right. Protract, retract. Good. Left, right, left, and right. Good. And then just from here, take it out and come up. And you might notice a little bit of a line of engagement, like all through here. That's okay. You keep a little bit of a micro bend in that elbow, though, as you do this work, especially if you've got longer arms. We don't want too much lever here. Good. Now turn the palms towards the feet. Bring those arms down, rolling the shoulders back. So I'm just going to move some of my stuff here out of the way. I'm going to move over a little bit to the side. Good. So from here, we're going to take this into some snow angel. So we're still getting into the shoulders, and while we're not doing a whole bunch of shoulder work today, it's just nice to get in there and get them a little bit loose. The other reason, even though we're doing lower body, is your upper body will compensate for lower body mishap. The lower body will compensate for upper body mishap. So we want to try and get that nice and opened up a little bit more. Okay. So from here, I'll scoot back over. Let's take this into some pelvic clock. So let's just start with the rock first. Zipping up nice and tight. And I'm just going to rock forward and back. So when I come back, I'm closing the space from the low back to the mat. That's your posterior tilt. When I rock forward, I'm in an anterior tilt, creating space, but not so much space that it hurts the back. Good. You can even take your hands on that pelvis. So you can kind of feel how that moves. You can feel that deep transverse abdominis. It's the deepest layer of the abs moving. Good. Now come into a neutral spine. So now we're going to take it into a quad. So zipping up. Good. I'm going to take it into the posterior tilt. I'm going to rock it back. Good. To the left, forward, right, back, left, forward, right, back, left, forward, right, back. Now keep going. Now if your hands are here, you can kind of feel that circle happening a little bit more. So if you've struggled with this a little bit, put your hands there so you can feel what it is that you're actually doing here. Good. Now coming back, we're going to reverse that direction. So now we're going to take it to the right, front, left, back, right, front, left, back, right, front, left, back, right, front, left, back. One more. Right, front, left, back. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Let's take one knee at a time into the chest here. Let's just give the low back just a little bit of a stretch. And let's take that into some bridges now. So we'll take the feet down. Good. Rolling the shoulders back. So we're nice and retracted here. We're pressing the shoulders in. We're going to zip up. And for this first few, we're just lifting straight up towards the ceiling. So pressing through the feet, lifting the hips, pressing the arms in, and lowering that back down. And press it, lift, and lower. And we've got 3, and lower. 4, and lower. 5, and lower. Good. Now from here, reach the arms long. Reach forward and back here. As you do this, I want you to go slow. I want you to feel the core muscles fire up here in both the front and back side of the body. I also want you to notice, can you keep that low rib cage heavy and connected as you move your arms back? Good. Now let's do that with the bridging. So we're going to lift the hips, lift the arms, and lower that down. And we'll lift the hips, lift the arms. Head stays centered here in your bridging. Then coming down. And lift. And take it down. Now from here, you can stay with that if that's enough of a challenge for you right now. Otherwise, we're going to take the right leg up, and we're going to just do 5 bridges here. So rolling the shoulders back, arms are down, and we're going to lift 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you're really strong in the upper body and you want to add the arms to it, take your arms up here and do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you might have noticed a little bit of a wobble. You might have noticed maybe I'm not as stable on the opposite side a little bit. Just all great feedback for you to have. And we don't know those things sometimes until we do something. So again, if you're going to do the single leg, come back up. Good. And we'll just press 4, 3, 2, 1. Now more challenge. Take the arms up. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees in and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good. Let's go into some chest lifts here. For these first few, let's keep the feet down. And I'm going to encourage you to just kind of clasp the hands here on this one. So I'm going to just start right here, zipping up nice and tight, nodding the chin. Reach and bring it down. And inhale, exhale, reach and bring it down. Now, more challenge, knees in tabletop position. We're going to do these hip width apart here. Inhale, exhale. Taking hands through center and then coming down. Inhale, exhale through center and come down. If that's enough challenge, stay there. Let's add on. Inhale, exhale, come up here. Good little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Really reach the hands through. Inhale, exhale, pull. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Let's go one more time. Nodding the chin, coming up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower that back down. Knees in, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. We'll take this into our hundreds now. So you can keep the feet down, tabletop, legs long, maybe legs want to be up here. And if you take your legs into an external rotation, that Pilates V, you're going to have more challenge there as well. You'll get that inner thigh line of connection coming. So zipping up. Good. Big inhale. Exhale, not the chin. Lift if you're taking it. Reach if you're doing that. Careful not to come too low. Make sure back's okay. Start pumping. And we inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, lift the chest higher. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, reach deeper. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, hold. Lift the chest higher, reach deeper. Ooh. And take that down and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay, so we're getting ready to transition. If you're okay in the back and you don't have any issues, then you're safe to roll like a ball. If you do have back issues, you'll roll over to your side and come to a seat. But from here, I'm going to come up. Good. And I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Coming all the way up. Woo! The more of those you do, the harder it becomes. So let's take the feet as wide as the mat here. And if you're not using a mat, you're going to come a little bit wider than hip width apart. And I'm going to point my toes towards my face. And you can also sit up on a little pillow or a folded blanket. Let the knees be a little bent here. Good. So I'm just going to take my arms forward, and you can clasp them together here again as well, relaxing the shoulders. Good. Spine stretch forward. You're peeling off that imaginary wall. Another way to think about that is you're kind of diving over a beach ball here, if that helps a little bit. And reach, reach, reach. And then exhale. Stacking. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Arms out to the side. We're going to squeeze the low rib cage in the top of the hip. Good. Reach. Keeping that opposite hip in the floor. Try to keep your top arm nice and long here too. You'll get a little bit more connection in that side body. And then we'll come back to center. And we'll go to the right. Side bending to the right. And coming up, arms out, relax the shoulders. Good. We're going to rotate to the left and center, and rotate to the right and center. We're going to do that flow all again, taking the hands here, spine stretched forward. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. We come up. One more. Inhale, exhale. Round, round, round. Reaching. And exhale as we stack. Good. Arms back out to the side. Good. Taking that over. So I'm going to the left. It does not really matter because you're going to do the same thing on both sides. And coming back up. Other side. Over. And coming back up. Relaxing the shoulders. Let's do this one with a little bit of a pulse, like a 2 count. So we will go to the left. Pulse. Pulse. Center. and to the right. Pulse, pulse, and center, and relax. Shake all of this out. Let's take this in the stall now. Put all of that together. So from here, I'm going to start by going to the left first. We'll rotate. Good. Reach and round. And back to center. Rotate. Reach and round. And center. And rotate. Reach and round. Center. I love how this one feels on my back. Rotate. Reach and round. Right into the QLs. Right through here. And coming back up one more time each side. And rotate. And reach and round. Put the smile. And coming up. And rotate. And reach and round. And coming back up. Excellent work here. Let's get right into some side series work. So if you have a bony hip, or sometimes, people have bursitis over here, always know you can always be sideline on a cushion if you need it. So for this one, I'm going to start on my left side. Good. And we are going to come to the forearm and stuff in a moment, but I want you to come all the way down here for right now. And if you can, could you keep both legs long for at least this first one? So I'm going to zip up nice and tight. It's okay to have your hand here. Most challenge, your arm's going to be up here. But whenever you're ready, zipping up, we're going to go into some bananas. So when you're ready, we're going to go 5, 4, feel the squeeze here if you can. 3, 2, and 1. Now we'll take that to side swimming. So just like anything else, watch the pelvis. This will not be a big range of motion. You do need to hover that lower leg though, otherwise it doesn't work very well. Good. Feel the core firing up to support and stabilize you here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now from here, you can leave that bottom leg long, you can bend it, choose where you need to go. And then from here, we're going to take this top leg and we're going to lift. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to go to 8, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Tiny circles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 8. Getting tired now. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. From here, I'm going to take my top leg. I'm going to put that foot on the inside here, if you want to think about it this way. Good. And I'm even going to come up to my forearm on this one. Just be mindful, we don't want to hang here. We want to stay lifted. And your hand can be anywhere where you feel supported. Now, I'm going to reach to that bottom leg, and I'm going to lift up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Now this top leg, I'm going to take it behind. Good. And we're going to use this leg to press up into a modified forearm plank. Okay, so we're going to press from here. You can have this hand down if you need to. Hand can be here. Hand can be up. Choose your challenge when you're ready. Good. And we'll go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. So I'm just going to play here for a moment. Good. Reaching, reaching, reaching. You're in a modified side plank here, technically. Good. So really lift up through that bottom here if you can, and then we'll take that down. Good. Swing around here. Actually, you know what? Let's go to prone first. We're going to come onto the belly. Good. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good. Good. And if you need to come into a little recovery after that one, I got my blood pumping just a little bit here, then feel free to take it. Okay. let's take this into full swan series, full swan series. So remember, you're only going to come as high as you're able to come, even if you don't have necessarily a back issue. If you're really stiff back there, you may not be able to come into a lot of extension. So always be kind to yourself. So hands from the shoulders, we're going to walk forward and to the side a little bit. Elbows are going to come down, zipping up that front body. Legs are about hip width apart here, rolling the shoulders back. Press into the hands and the arms as you come up. This might be enough for you. Maybe you go a little higher or highest. Good. And then bone by bone, we're going to lower that back down. Good. And then when you're ready, number 2, take it to your level. And slowly coming down. Good. And number 3. And coming down. Good. And 4. So some of you are going to continue to work here. If you cannot come up into a high extension, the swan dive and the swan rocker won't work very well for you. So be mindful. Otherwise, you can follow me from here into the swan dive. We'll go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And from here, the swan rocker. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Bringing that down. Recover, recover. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Hands under the shoulders. Press back. Little child's pose. And choose what you need back here. Some people need to keep a flat back. Some people do better if they, do a little bit more roundy here. Do what feels good to your body. And when you're ready, we're going to take that side series now to the right side. So I'm just going to come around here so my back is not to you. Good. So we're going to start coming all the way down on the arm first. Good. We're reaching the legs long if you can. Zipping up nice and tall. Hand can be up here or down here. Good. We'll come into a little hover. Here's those bananas. And we'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We're in that hover. There's that little swimming. Find that core engagement. Stay with the breath. Harder than it looks for sure. Ooh. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Top leg's gonna lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 8 little circles each direction. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And reverse directions. Whew. 8, 7. I'm totally feeling it everywhere now. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Okay, from here, we're going to come up onto the forearm if you would like to for this one. Good. The top leg is going to come forward now. And so now we're going to lift the bottom leg. Again, be mindful that you're not hanging in the shoulder and be lifted as much as you can through the ribs. And then when you're ready, bottom leg will hover. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now your front leg's going to come behind now. So here is that modified side plank on the forearm here. So whenever you're ready, you can have a hand here, here, or here. Find yours. Press into this leg though. Don't press from the shoulder. And when you're ready, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And hold. Good. Find your challenge where you need it. Working hard. And we'll take that down. Woo! All right. From here, Get any little movement that you need. I need a child's pose. Some of you might need something different here. Just kind of find it, what you need to find it, maybe even some cat-cow. But we are going to go to all fours from here when you're ready. I'm going to bring my cushion in here. Good. So spreading the fingers nice and wide, rooting through the knuckles of the pinky, pointer, and thumb. These are going to be about hip-width apart here. This can also be done on forearms. I'm going to recommend forearms on blocks here so you have more space to move. But we're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg, and then we're going to take that into opposite arm, opposite leg march. So zip up nice and tight. Good. The left leg's going to come back, pressing through that heel. Let that left hip drop for a moment. It's also a nice opportunity to get a little stretchy in here. A little bit of a bend in the elbows. When you're ready, pushing from that back foot, you're going to come forward. Good. You're going to lift where you can lift without dipping that back. And then right arm's going to come forward. Feel what you feel. Press out of the left shoulder. And then we'll take that down. Same thing on the other side. Right leg's going to come back. Press back through that heel. Let the right hip drop slightly. Get a little micro bend in the elbows. Breathing here. And then when you're ready, good. Pushing with that back foot to come forward. Good. Take the lift where you can take it, where you're in good form. Left arm comes forward. And we'll take that down. So now we're going to go opposite leg, opposite arm in a marching. Left leg, right arm. Notice what stabilizes. And then lower. Left arm, right leg. And lower. Right arm, left leg. Lower. Right leg, left arm. Lower one more time. Right arm, left leg. And lower. And take that back. Woo. Let's kind of wiggle out those hands there. We're going to come to a plank. And you're going to choose here if you want a forearm plank or being up on your hands, if you want to have the knees down or not. So you just choose. Good. So I'm going to come to forearm here. And then I'm going to lift my knees up. So whenever you're ready, find your plank, find your length. Good. Shoulders are over or behind the wrist, or they're over slightly behind the elbows, depending on where you're going. If you're lifted in the knees, press back through your heels. Breathing. And then lowering that down, child's pose. So from here, we're going to take some push-ups. We're going to keep this a little bit more gentle in the upper body. If you know you don't have any shoulder issues, you can certainly come up to this from the plank. But I'm going to walk my hands more forward. My knees are going to be down here. And I'm looking for my length. This is one way you can do it. It's also going to be easier and less impactful on the shoulders if you push up from all fours. So find what you need. And then I'm going to slightly turn everything inward here. Shoulders, fingers, and elbows. Good. Finding my length, finding my core. Halfway down and push. Halfway and push. And 3 and push. And 4 and push. And 5 and push. One more if we can. 6 and push. And child pose. All right. We are going to up that ante a little bit. Normally we do this more towards the beginning, but we are now going to do it more towards the end. Our roll downs, roll ups, and roll overs, if you would like to do those. And because I want to do those, I do so much better when I have this lumbar support. Good. Okay. So just a few things, especially if you want this core connection, but you need to keep a flat back, knees can be bent or legs can be long. You're going to keep a flat back as you come back here. You're going to find your point of control, and then you're going to come up, and that's going to be your exercise. You can also prep here with a C curve and coming back up if you have trouble. I'm going to start lying down on my back for this one. And I will place that. So you want to make sure that you have it in the right spot. And everybody's going to be in a slightly different spot because everybody's spine is a little different. So your first one kind of might be your throwaway. If you've got to kind of figure it out here. Good. So I'm going to take my legs long. This can also be done with bent knees. Big inhale. Exhale. Rolling it up. Rolling up through forward. And you can come forward if you would like. And then you can go right into your next one. Inhale. Good. Look for your feet when you come up. Try not to whip your arms around. Good. We're going to do one more like this. I'm going to make a small adjustment here. It slipped on me. Good. And then from here, inhale, exhale. Coming up and coming over. You can stay with those. I recommend working on those before moving on to more advanced things. But those of you that are going to go into the roll over can follow me. So remember, you come up, good. Come over, watch the neck. You don't want to roll over there. You'll open your legs, shoulder width apart. Toes can come down, and then you'll roll. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Coming up and coming over. Good. We'll try that again. And you can hold your back when you come into these rollovers as well, but you don't have to. Good. My chin is getting caught in my bra. Good. And then rolling that down. Good. You always want to lower with control. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Oh, all the way up. I'm going to fight for it. And coming over. Great job from here. You can leave this pad here if it's something that helps you during series of 5. Some people find that hips and everything don't rock as much, or they can stay in neutral a little bit better if they have it. So just kind of be mindful of that. And then we're going to go right into the series of 5. So coming back. Good. Knees in tabletop position. This will not be a long set, not a long set. So from here, zipping up, inhale. Exhale, C curve. If you're C curving, stay down. If you're staying down, left knee in, right leg long, hips stay stable. And we'll switch. And switch. And 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And coming down. Single straight leg stretch coming up. Good. And when you're ready, pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. 2, pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. 3, pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. 4, pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. 5, pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. 6, pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. And come down. Double leg stretch. I'm going to come up. I'm going to take my feet into Pilates V, but you can also be in parallel. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, and inhale, and come down. Double straight leg stretch coming up again. V position or parallel. Upper body can be down, or you can be in the C curve. Choose your challenge. Zip those legs together. Try not to have these gaps here. Inhale, exhale. Watch your pelvis. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale, exhale, and taking it down. Good. Crisscross. Remember, you're twisting from the torso. Hips stay on the floor. Hands behind the head. And we'll do these with pulses today, I think. So when we're ready, coming up towards the left. Pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. 3, pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. 4, pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. And pulse, pulse, switch. And pulse, pulse, switch. Taking that down, wiggle, 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 side to side. All right, it's time for a stretch. You choose how you want to get seated. You can roll like a ball, or you can roll over to your side. I'm going to take 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're going to take this into some mermaids here. Mermaids here. So you can take your feet over to the side. You can also sit in a Z position if that works for you. I'm going to just do this one here today. Good. Tuck this toe back here for support. Okay. You can also find a little bit more comfort if you sit up on a folded blanket, for those of you that need that as well. Big inhale. Exhale, take it down. Reaching over, reaching. And let's rotate here, finding more length. And opening and moving through center. Good. Taking that over. Good. Let's do that again. Taking that down. Reaching over. Finding rotation. Finding your length. Opening up to the side. Moving through center. Counter stretching over. And then we'll come back up. Good. So switch your feet around to the other side. Sitting how you need to sit here. Try to sit. I might not be able to. I'm not going to be able to sit exactly that because my knee is wrapped here, but sit in the way that's best for you on this side. Arms able, arms out to the side. So we'll take that over. Yes, hopefully all of our arms are able and reach. And then finding that length, maybe we rotate. I feel this in the back. I feel it in the hip, even into the shoulder a little bit. And opening up to the side, moving through center, counter stretching over. And we'll take that one more time, taking that down, reaching, finding that length, finding that rotation. Opening up to the side and moving through center, counter stretching last time. And coming back center. Way to go. You made it through this Pilates Matwork class with more emphasis on the lower body than the upper. I hope you enjoyed it and see you again really soon.